So welcome back to She's a Hottie podcast, you guys, where we chew and chat.
Where they at? Where they at? We went actually live. Yeah. When you had a long day, no time to play. Wanna kick back and relax and see what I gotta say. Go Ashley, yeah, she's a hottie. Yeah. You in the place to be. Peep the vibe with my guests as we talk and eat. Go Ashley, yeah, she's a hottie. Yeah. Now she's a hottie is the place where we voice our opinion and still feel safe. Ain't no fake tea, we push it right here. I'm just trying to be a millionaire. We gon' chew, we gon' chat, we gon' learn. How about that? We gon' learn how to be wealthy, eating good and healthy with Ashley. Go. She's a hottie.
And you guys, today, we got my friend, my brother, my colleague. He done been in the hair game industry for 23 years. He sing, he writes, he dance, he cook. He's an awesome husband and great father. Y'all, I want to introduce to you Mr. Donnell Davis.
I am so excited to be here with you, Ashley. This is a pleasure, man.
Yes. I'm excited too. Y'all, today's show gonna be great because this ain't nothing but a bunch of energy. Okay, but y'all, the food today, we have a roast, you guys, a soul roast.
And it's my favorite that Ashley cooks. Oh my God.
It's his absolute favorite, you guys. So I made a better yellow rice, but with the roast, what we did was I put a cup of red wine. I put some mojo marinade, you guys. We got some orange bell peppers, red bell peppers, onions, mushrooms. You guys, all the ingredients to this recipe will be listed in the description below, you guys. So we're going to do a quick thumbnail, show the food. All right, and we're going to dig in. So, Donnell, you got to give me your honest opinion, okay?
Well, you know, I have no problem with that, but you know this is my favorite that you cook.
Okay.
So let's see here.
Let's see here.
It's the reason why it's my favorite that you cook.
Ooh.
The microphone.
Yes. Now, I'm going to tell y'all now. The recipe is going to have diced potatoes in it. I forgot to get the potatoes.
We're okay with that. That's starchy.
Right? But you guys.
Oh, Ashley. It is so good.
It's absolutely delicious without the potatoes. So if you don't want to use potatoes, and like he said, like you want to take away some of the starch, you can just eliminate that part. Mm-hmm.
And I mean, you can almost like swallow the roast without chewing.
Don't know, you ever heard of a mukbang?
A who bone?
A mukbang.
What is that?
So, a mukbang is when people eat like an abundance of food on camera, right? Mm-hmm. And people like to listen to like the smacking and the chewing, and they like, sometimes people like to watch you eat on TV while they eating.
Are you saying like the Be Lovely lady? Because I remember watching her one time.
Yeah.
And I swear it's like she's almost talking even when she's not talking.
Mm-hmm. Just like that.
And people like that?
People love it. So that's why I wanted to incorporate that into my show.
Okay,
you know?
Let me see if I can. You know, everything. The food be good. And they be like talking with their mom.
They sure do.
Oh my God. It's like savor every moment.
Yes. And then you guys, my guest likes tequila. So I made mango margaritas, you guys. So that's what we have over to the side. Let's do a cheers.
So She's a Hottie podcast.
Yes, thank you.
Oh, I better slow down. You're not supposed to drink it like a cup of water.
Yes. But you can do what you want to do. And we got some shots that we're going to be taking a little later on, you guys. So let's go ahead and get into it, y'all. So, Donnell, you are just so super talented. I've known Donnell for so many. I don't even know when I first met you. That's how long I've known you. And you've been so popular here in Tallahassee, Florida for many years. Like, I moved here in 2006. You used to do my cousin hair. That's how I knew of you.
That's right.
You used to do my cousin hair back when me and her was roommates. And that's how I knew of you. And your name just ring in the city, whether it's with hair, whether it's with singing. You always doing something. You're so popular and well known in this city. So when did your love for hair, was it your love for hair that got started first, or was it your love for music that got started first? Like, which one was your love for first?
It would have to be, excuse me, because I'm like really enjoying this pot roast.
That's okay.
It is like so amazing. I would have to say, my mom always made us go to church. So I say that love for music would have to take place first, because we really didn't have a choice. We had to go to church. That's how, my mom carried on and made us go. But not only that, I got in the gospel choir when I was in high school. I had never actually done hair before, but I had always been close to all my female cousins. So that was like a relationship that I had that was strong. So once I did get into it, when I did at the age of like 20, it like picked right up because I was always closer to my female cousins.
Yeah.
And I was able to like sweep it right on in. But I'd never done hair before
Really?
until I was like 19.
Do you remember the first person hair you done? Like, do you remember?
It's not a good memory because it wasn't how it's supposed to be.
Okay.
I kind of jacked her up and kind of.
Well,
Yeah,
first of
well, I
all,
really
we all
wouldn't
done done that now. We all done been there. So, was you like ever like one of those kitchen stylists? Like, I remember when I was in high school, sometimes I would do some of my friends, little box relaxers, box color. Or sometimes I try to do a little ponytail for my cheerleader friends or something like that coming over to my mama's house. But I never really had like a abundance of people in Bainbridge. I wasn't known for doing hair in Bainbridge. But some of my people who knew me knew that. So was it ever a time when you was like humping in the kitchen or, It
was a time I was humping in the kitchen. Now, this is how it all works out.
Okay.
I'm 21. I'm like sowing my royal oats because I got my own apartment and everything.
Okay.
And bam, young lady I'm dealing with says, I'm pregnant. Okay. So now I got my first child. I'm working at Superlube. I'm changing oil. Well, May 15th is the day that she was born. Now, the day that she was born, I came home with my now new girlfriend, and she says, how does it feel to be a father? I said, well, it feels really good. She says, well, great, because I'm pregnant. And I was like, wait a minute, hold on. That's not how this is supposed to work. So now I know I have a child and a child on the way.
Right.
So I'm at Superloop one day, and a person came in from Miami. And if you've ever changed oil or you know about the oil business, you know that oil gets very hot.
Okay.
Well, honey, that man came in there and the oil splashed on my face. And it was about 120 degrees. So I said, I tell you what, I don't know who y'all got to come down here in this pit to change this oil. But I'm going to Lively today, and I'm going to take up a trade. Yes. And when I got there, what I had in mind, because it was 1998, that was when the computers had really began to take over. So I said, I'm going to take a computer class.
Okay.
But when I got there, I was passing all the tables, and they were having the career fair day.
Okay.
And this particular day, a guy gets my attention, and he's like, do I know you? I look at him, I'm like, no, sir. Well, he says, I think I do. I said, well, I don't. And he was like, well, is your mom named Kathy? And he caught my attention.
Okay.
Because that's my mom's name. And so he's like, your mom's name is Kathy, and I remember you running around my shop when your mom used to get Jerry curls.
What?
So I knew this guy knew what I was talking about because my mom used to rock a Jerry curl.
Ooh, them Jerry curls used to be back. They used to be the thing.
It was the jump out. Well, in that, he told me, I think you would be a good hairdresser. I said, well, I don't think I'll be a good hairdresser because most men that are hairdressers are gay. And he said, well, it helped me get a lot of women. So I said, tell me where to sign up. And that's exactly how I started doing hair, if I be honest.
So that's the misconception with being a licensed cosmetologist. Like it doesn't have anything to do with your gender roles or anything like that, because it's actually an art. Just like anything else, when you're painting a car, you're painting a house, you're making a picture. You know, being a hairstylist is an art. So I think that's just a misconception of what people just say or something.
And let me add to that, exactly. That's how ignorant and naive I was back in 1998, because we're free to be whatever we want to be. Mm-hmm. But I had gave it a stigmatism because of where my mind was with what I thought I saw. And so it kind of feared me of actually going into the actual profession. But because I know this guy was God sent, because he knew me and I didn't even know who he was, it made me interested. Now, I'll prolong that by saying, after going down to talk to the teacher he sent me to, when I got there, he put me right on in the class. And the actual day that I went, actually, the first day of school, you know, they have the beginner's class and they have the professional. Mm-hmm. Well, right. They let us did the tour of the professional. And Miss JoJo, who I ended up working for later, was in the class before me.
My mentor.
And so she was actually doing some finger waves, and I was like, I want to do that. And so I bothered my teacher all day, Mr. H. Would you show me how to do that? Would you show me? He's like, no, because I know you can't do it. Well, I bothered him so long that at the end of the class, he said, give me your mannequin. I'm going to show you this to show you can't do it.
Okay.
And so I watched him, and I went home with the mannequin, and when I came back, I had 3 huge finger waves in her hair, which it wasn't like his, but I showed him that I was able to perform the wave.
Right.
So what he said was, I want you to sit on my front row, because for some reason, I feel like I'm going to actually be excited to say that I taught you.
Oh, wow, Donnell.
And that's where it went. And he made me finish that class. When I even got weak, you know, my time was getting a little short. I was being late. He's like, look, you're not going to quit. Because I know I'm going to be proud to say I taught you. And so that's what made me stick to it. And then I started seeing the monies and how it made women feel and how empowering it is for them. It really made me love it, because I'm about God's business, and that's about showing Christ to the world through each other. That's most important to me.
Now, Donnell, you know, being a cosmetologist is perfect for you because you are a people's person. Like, you know, now there's different levels of hairstylists. You got some that don't like to talk, or you even have some that are rude and nasty attitudes, but the best hairstylists are the ones who you can have fun with, who can listen to you, who's there for you. Like, Donnell will pray for his clients. Like, he's amazing. So what's the best part of being a hairstylist for you? Like, what's the most fulfilling part of it?
The most fulfilling is knowing that you're actually being used by God, because what I realized in being a cosmetologist is you have to be ready for whatever comes, because you may have someone come in that's really happy. Yeah. You may have someone come in that's depressed. You may have someone that's going through marital issues, and you have to be ready to meet them right where they are to give them just what they need. And so with that, I know having a relationship with God actually helps you, because the spirit of discernment is really needed, because you can actually tell them something that can take them out of the salon and make them worse, or you can pour into them and make them feel empowered so that they can go and be great as they are.
And it's so gratifying.
It is.
It's so gratifying, you guys. So, you know, in this industry, it's kind of looked down at with certain people. Like, some people say, I've heard people who went to school that they say their parents did not want them to go to cosmetology school. They wanted them to be a lawyer, a doctor, like in certain fields where they feel like money is guaranteed. Did you ever experience or have to deal with that when you chose to want to go to cosmetology school? Did you have any naysayers?
I did, and I still want to finish. I do have some college, but I want to finish for my children, not necessarily for me, but to be the example for them first. But it was always that going in, because it's not a guarantee, like you said.
Right.
But I honestly feel that it's most gratifying, because you pretty much, even if you work for someone, you are your own boss. So it allows you to be an artist, to show who you are separately, even though you're working corporately with other people. And so with that, if you are getting what you need and you're feeling that all is being met within you, really what other people think doesn't matter.
It does not matter.
It doesn't matter.
Yeah, because I just know over the years that's been a thing. But I'm going to tell you, I feel like cosmetologists got one leg up on a lot of other careers, because, like, if you're a cosmetologist, like you said, even if you work for somebody, you're self-employed. So I feel like it teaches you business. Mm-hmm. You know, it's a lot of people that don't know about business, don't know how to run a business, don't even have the courage to want to jump out there and start one. But I feel like when you're a cosmetologist, you're automatically put in a business role. Like you're because especially if you're a booth rental stylist, because you got to pay your booth rent.
That's right.
That's like your mortgage, your lease, or whatever it is that your booth rent or whatever. Then you got to buy your supplies to do for your clients. I mean,
and you got to keep them.
You got to keep them. I mean, it's a lot that goes into. You got to do your own taxes. Yeah, you got to do all of that when you're, especially if you're a booth runner hairstylist. So Donnell, your love for music was first because you was in the church. Now, during this time throughout your life and you decided to do hair, I know you do performances and stuff now, but back in that day, were you like performing? Was you going out doing shows and were you in the church singing on the constant? That's what it was?
I started out in the church, but God has placed great people in my life throughout my path that have been connected to music. So actually push me, because a lot of times I got so comfortable behind the chair that I almost let it steal and rob from me. And that's more so what I'm working on right now that I really want to speak on in this podcast, because financially, cosmetology has taken great care of me and my family.
For sure.
But I've kind of cheated myself in other endeavors that God have given me strengths in, like writing. And not only that, I've realized that a lot of the things that I went through, I have allowed to plague the greatness that I think I could have done before. And so I'm allowing myself to dream again, because I made up in my mind, not having my dad and me being the father of 5 kids. I always said I would never leave my kids, because I know the impact that it had on me and how it made me feel about my dad. But then God allowed me to dream one night and said, what if I had required for you to leave to come back and get them? But you allowed your way of thinking to cheat you of the very thing that I had for you.
Wow.
And so now I'm like, okay, Lord, I'm no longer putting myself in a box. Even down to what I'm writing my book about, it had to happen. I put myself in a box even to that, because I saw where I wanted me to be, and God had a different plan. And so it had to happen, which is a book that I wrote. It's about me making decisions that I thought that God had for me, and him showing me through the life that I saw and the different reactions and the things that I went through, it wasn't his will for my life. Now, honoring that, I'm learning that when you walk out of his will, things that you plan for yourself don't always go the way you want them to.
Right.
And they can cause pain, they can cause hurt, emotional roller coasters of feelings. But at the same time, if you know who God is, it'll bring you back to a calm. And I'm feeling that.
Donnell, and I also feel like it's a plus in that, because we don't learn anything from our successes. We learn everything through our failures and falls.
Please tell me.
So that was destined. God already knew the plan and the guidance of your life. And I'm sure everything that you've learned over the years, it brought you to this point, because you wouldn't even have a book to write if it wasn't for those trials and tribulations. So I'm very proud of you with that.
We're working.
Yes.
We are working.
Yes.
I'm going to just stop for a pause, because I got to talk about Ashley. For 6 years of my life, God blessed me to work with Ashley. And I tell her all the time, Ashley, we are so much alike. And God put me there for purpose and not reason, because I learned so much from you. Because as many days God would say, listen, Donnell, listen to you. Listen to you. Listen to you. And I learned so much, and I love your drive. I love your ambition. I love your courage, because you are a strong woman. And God placed me under you for 6 years for a time such as this, because we have so many great things going, and these are things that we spoke over each other when we were working together.
Right.
And to see them come to pass is like,
yeah.
it feels so good.
Donnell, thank you so much. Thank you so much for that. So we were definitely about to get into that. Donnell has worked at my shop for, how many years? 6? 6 years, you guys. So, like I said, over the years, Donnell has been very popular. I have known of him, people that I know has gone to him. And then
So good.
my mentor, Jolanda Powell, a.k.a. JoJo, who we was speaking of earlier, she had a hair salon that has sweets in them, and you started coming. We worked together at her salon, didn't we?
We did.
That's how me and you really connected. Like, got to know each other. So you was working at the salon. Did we work at 2 buildings together?
Mayhem.
Okay, Mayhem, same salon in a different location.
Mm-hmm. And then?
Because I left and came back and worked with you again. That's how that happened.
And did.
And so when I left from JoJo's salon, I had been working on and off with JoJo for many, many years. And I wanted, my thing has always been I wanted to open up my own salon. So I opened up the salon, and I was working in there by myself. And I had all these big hopes and dreams and people that I had thought was going to work up in there and expected it to be a certain way. But I was in there by myself for a good 5 months, I think. A good 5. I don't think it was 6.
You started by January. Because I remember my day one.
Yep, because you came in May. I started
May
December
1.
the 2nd.
So I came May 1st.
Okay. And so Donnell and his wife, they came to the salon and they checked everything out. And Donnell chose to get the suite room. And Donnell stayed with me for 5 freaking years, you guys. And I tell you, that experience was great. I learned a lot from you, too.
We learned from each other.
I learned a lot from you. I'm talking about, we done had ups, we done had downs, we done partied together, danced together. I'm telling you, every event I've had, Donnell has given me money towards it, half of it. Even down to the booth rent. Down to the booth rent. I tell people this all the time. Donnell never paid me his booth rent. He always paid me more than the booth rent.
It was because God was showing me favor and you were allowing me to bless my family. So I was only doing what God said do.
But that show what kind of heart you got, because you are a big giver. That's something we were just talking about over the weekend when you was curling my hair at your salon earlier in the weekend. But I was telling him, I'm like, you're just such a giver. And so anything that God has for you, you deserve it because you are reaping what you sow. Like my clients will come to the salon and Donnell Lee go get food. He'll be like, okay, Ashley, what you want? He'll even ask my clients what they want. I done even seen you buy my clients gifts, like gift card for their birthday, like just a giver, just a kind heart, just a light to be around, you guys. So, Donnell, what's the name of your salon? Can you tell the people about your salon?
I'm sorry, I'm like really into this rose, man.
Yes.
But it's Hair Therapy with Donnell, that's Hair. And the therapy is spelled with the word hair, Thairpy, at Hair Therapy with Donnell. And I'm right near Ashley, man. She's my neighbor.
But this is not your first salon, though.
I done had about 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13.
Donnell has a video. Remember that video you made?
The hair song.
The hair song. Donnell got a video with a hair song.
My lips was so crusty.
Donnell, so do you love being a salon owner?
I love it.
Yeah.
I love it for purposes of my children. Mm-hmm. Because I've always instilled in them, if you work hard, you can have anything you want. But not only that, when you are your own boss, you get to call the shots, and you are your money. So really, if we really look at life, sometimes we are our worst enemy. Mm-hmm. And it's not the enemy, it's the enemy, because sometimes we doubt ourselves when God have given us permission to be great.
Right.
But we put ourselves in a box. And so with that, I just do it so I can show my kids that if you work hard, you can be the boss. You can be a leader, because you are a leader and not the tail. You're above and not beneath.
Yes.
That's what the word says, So, hey, I want them to be the very thing that God said we can be, and that's great.
Hey. So, Donnell, we can't forget about the music, because let me tell you, Donnell be singing in the salon. He do shows. He do weddings, funerals, different shows. He's traveled for singing. He has, you even opened up for Rick Ross last year. Mm-hmm. That's a big deal. And I mean, the list goes on and on. But could you tell us about what you got going on in your music career?
Okay, so right now, this is like my 4th CD that I have working on. When I first started out, I was more so like playing because I didn't realize the seriousness of it. I also didn't know about my skill, but when I was about 19, my half brother from my dad came to the house, and he used to tell me, he used to get me to talk all the time. I used to get mad with him because he always wanted to talk. And he made me read, and he used to tell me all the time, bro, you need to start writing, you need to start writing. I was like, that's not my thing. He was like, no, you are really knowledgeable. He was like, and if you write, it becomes history. He was like, so you need to do more writing. And I was like, well, that's not my thing. But then I wrote a couple of songs, and I got a good return. And then I wrote a song for somebody, and they got a good return.
Oh, wow, I did not know that.
Yeah, so I was like, okay, Lord, what are you showing me? And he began to show me something that I've always heard from people. Like my family, they say I have a good heart. They tell me that all the time. You do. But they also tell me that my words hurt. And I realized that's something that I battle with because if anybody really knew my grandmother, they knew that she had a way with words, but her words were a little fierce. And she cursed with her words. Now, I'm not a cursor like that, but I know how to put words together to tear you down. And so what God showed me was, Donnell, your word is powerful. So if your word has power like that, do it for my glory. And that's where I am right now. It's been times that I've just laid dormant with different things God have told me to speak. And I was scared because I wanted to do it in my strength and in my might. But God said, if you do it for me and for my glory, you will reap the benefits. And that's where my head is right now.
So, Donna, I know you have a few gospel albums, and even like when you used to work at She's a Hottie, you used to write songs. Like Donnell can write a song, no, not a song. He can write 2, 3, 4 songs in a day. You like I ain't never seen that before. He'll be like, "Oh yeah, this morning I just knocked out a couple songs," and this all wild because the way he works, y'all. My work ethic is not Donnell's work ethic. Donnell will come to the salon 5 a.m. leave 11, 12 a.m., 11 p.m., 12 a.m. Like, he gets it. And really back in the days, before I knew you like that and knew of you was working like... Crazy. You is like, your work ethic is through the roof.
It's changed.
But it should change.
I'm Monday through Friday now. No weekends.
Right. And I'm proud of you for that. Cause I'm telling y'all, Donnell, he works. Okay. So with that being said, you got how many albums do you got?
Right now there are 4. I have one that I went through something I will not discuss, but I don't own the rights to it.
Okay.
Because business was not right.
Gotcha.
But the other 3, they're a little old, but the one I did last was Hear My Heart. That's the one on YouTube right now.
Okay.
And it's doing well. The music is good. The signature song is 2-step. And I rewrote a song where I remixed it 2-step, and it's going to be coming out with my new music. I have a new project coming out, and I kind of boxed myself in to saying I will only do gospel. And God told me it was time to come out of the box because if I am love, you can write about me. You can just have respect and let morality be your lead, and you can produce great music. So that's where I am right now.
Yeah, and I totally agree with that because you know, Fantasia is a she does contemporary music. Is that what you call it? R&B. But let me tell you, the lady Anointed, and y'all are like the same with that because even though you love Christ and you sing gospel, you can still sing R&B music. You know what I mean? That is of what we enjoy in the world. You know what I mean? And it's nothing wrong with that. I feel like we have to stop being so on every single thing. You know what I mean? Those are your talents. And they're amazing talents. So you do Tallahassee Night Live.
I do. Thank you, here's Dr. D. Baker.
With Dr. D, which Dr. D, we got to get you here on the podcast.
In the pod.
Okay. But tell us about Tallahassee Night Live. I really enjoy that.
Man, I have been doing Tallahassee Nights Live now for about 14 years. And I mean, I look back at some of the videos and how much we've grown, man. It's a actual singing group that Darius Dr. D. Baker started. He started off real small, but he had an idea to like help us publicly get ourselves out with our music. Okay. And man, we went from doing small shows at the Ramada to the Civic Center to now we're like at the moon and it's open to everybody. They even have a CD out. We're traveling all over the road doing shows in Atlanta, down in Miramar, different places. So it's really helped us. And not only that, a lot of our acts have gone on to do greater work. Like Tiandra Norton, she was nominated for a Grammy Award with, I'm thinking about it, PJ Morton.
Oh,
and
wow.
We
Okay.
have so many others that are doing great things. Like Thairpy was on the BET Honors Awards the other day. So,
wow.
it's so many people that are doing great things right now that were a part of TNL, because it's like a hub for us to like make ourselves better, so
Right.
we can go out and be greater into the world, man. It's a whole vibe too.
So, Donnell, you have worked with some artists too yourself now. Over the years, you've been doing some things. So, could you tell the people, like, some people you've worked with?
Oh, again, like I said, through Tallahassee Nights Live, and also through the band that I was with for a time, Maximum Trouble, we got to open up for Freddie Jackson, and we've opened up for Fantasia. With Tallahassee Nights Live, we'd open up for Boys to Men, small groups like Tucker and Labrado, man, and those people are so down to earth. I found out that a lot of times in showbiz, we think those people are so high, but when you get to meet them, they really meet you on the level that you are. And those are the performances that you really, really, really can enjoy, because they see themselves as yourself, because they were once in our place. And so being good music is nothing like somebody saying, oh, you really could sing, especially when they are artists. I'm like, oh, man, to be in their presence is great. And Fantasia, the best. Concert, the lady. That's all I could tell you. That lady.
Wow.
That girl is bad.
So, I mentioned earlier you opening up for Rick Ross for FAMU's homecoming last year. How was that experience?
The experience was good. It's just I didn't complete the task because we were backstage and they were having some technical difficulties. So we were there. I was to perform. I was backstage, but because so much was going on, and Rick Ross, he did not play the radio.
Oh, he don't play.
Oh, he don't play the radio. So
He the biggest boss for
"Look,"
real?
he didn't want nobody backstage but his people. So guess what we had to do?
Hey, Ricky Ross.
But I can understand that because so much is going on now, you know, in entertainment and stuff like that.
Right.
For security purposes, I respect it.
Right. So, you mentioned a book. So, how long have you been, or can you talk about your book right now?
I can.
How long have you been writing this book? What made you want to write a book? Like, where did you wanting to write a book come from?
Wanting to write the book was actually about me. I realized throughout this life, you know, I made a lot of choices that I didn't consult with God with. And because of that, I didn't get the return that I wanted.
Okay.
Now, the book that I'm writing, one of the hardest things that I must admit that I had to deal with was an experience I had concerning an old house that was like part of my family.
Okay.
I did something that was not smart, and I invested in the house without rightfully owning it.
Right.
And some things happened that I lost out, and I lost everything that I actually invested in the house.
Oh, no.
It was like heart-wrenching. I can't lie. And I thought that I was supposed to be loved a certain way when it comes to family. And I found out when it comes to business, sometimes that love dies.
Yeah.
And so it kind of like put me in a dark space because it happened to me at a later age.
Okay.
And I was like 40 years old. And so I was hurting, and I wanted to give glory to the people that I thought hurt me. And in my mom's living room, God came to me and he said, don't give them glory for what I allowed to happen.
Okay.
You can try it, but I did it. I did it to show you that you were out of order. The very thing that you thought that I had for you, I have greater. So I had to take the little to make you see that I have greater for you. And for a while, it had me in a dark space. But after I really started hearing God and forgiveness became the lead for me, it gave me strength. And I said, Lord, I want to write about it. Because if I was like that and feeling that love was supposed to be a certain way, there's so many others that feel the very same way. And I won't lie and say that it didn't upset my family a little bit.
Okay.
Because it's a hard truth. And it was hard when I had to endure it. But now I'm strong enough that I can talk about it and I'm free.
Right.
Because I know that God has greater than the little thing that I had told myself that God had for me. And he said, oh no, Donnell. He says, I own the cattle of 1,000 hills. I can do exceeding abundantly above all you could ever ask or think. So the asking that I asked and the thinking that I thought was not as great as he wanted me to have. So he had to take that from me to show me that he had greater. And so now that's why I'm writing about it, because I see it plain as day, the greater, and I have peace about it. It feels good now.
So I kind of want to go back a little bit on what you said. You said you was in a dark place.
I was in a dark place.
But you said you heard God. For those out there that's going through things right now that's in a dark place, do you have any advice or suggestions to help people that can put themselves in a position to hear God?
I give you the best advice. The best advice to me, this is my opinion. If you take the time to acknowledge the faith, the facts, and the truth about who you are and what you have going, you don't have much time to think about what others are doing or what they have done. Because just like you need forgiveness, you have to forgive.
Yeah.
Just like you make mistakes, others make mistakes, but you grow from them. God said in everything that you go through, get wisdom. And that's what I would have. A lot of times people think that money answers all things.
Yep.
But God will require that we get wise in every experience that we go through, that we might be able to apply it to our life thereafter so that we don't have to go through some of those struggles again. So I say, acknowledge who you are, play your part in what happened, and I promise you, it will make you want to do better by yourself. Because that's what it's really about. It's about self-care.
Oh, man, that's good, Donnell. That's real good. So with your book, do you have a date that you want to put it out, or is it just right now you're in the making of it? And
well, I've been writing still, and it's coming to a close, but my finish date will be my birthday. If I live and nothing happens, that's my goal for me.
Wow.
Because it's like I'm rebirthing.
Yeah.
Because I told myself, Donnell, you kept yourself in a box so long, want to be here with your kids. Now that your kids are adults, they're living their own lives, you're free to go dream again, to go get it again, to live again. And that's why I am, because I still have an example to set for them, an inheritance to leave them.
I know that's right. Yeah. And I'm going to tell y'all, when I say Donnell is one awesome dad, I tell him that all the time. He just doing what he do authentically, but it's so amazing. So you got 5 biological, you got 2 step kids. You really in total got 7 kids.
I got 7 shouters.
You care about all of them, love them all, do for them all. Like, you are an amazing father. So can you name their names? Because, you know, I love his kids.
Okay, we're going to start with, we got chapters. We got chapter 1 through 7. So first is our Jamal. Jamal is actually a ransom, but he is a Davis. He just don't know it. And then we have Deja, which is the second oldest. And then we have Jeremiah. And then we have Jalen, which is also my stepson, but he's a Davis. He just don't know it.
Right.
And then we have
He's so crazy about
Zenitria.
you.
And then we have Camry. And then we have Aubrey.
Aubrey, my Aubrey.
All my babies, 5 boys and 2 girls. And even with that, with me having stepkids, I had a great stepdad. So they've been with me now for 19 years. And like I tell them all the time, it's only one person that can tell me that I'm not your dad, and that's your biological dad. Because in my eyes, y'all my boys too. They mine.
Wow, that's so amazing. And then you're married to the beautiful Sharika Davis. Y'all, them two, just the cutest. They even host events for couples. Is it couples therapy?
Couples therapy and Sundays with the Davises. Karaoke. We have a little bit going. My wife also has her ministry, Babes. Binding and breaking emotional scars. That's hers. I have my ministry, Meet Me Where I Am, and together we make up the Davises. We have so much fun. Believe it or not, she was like my high school sweetheart, but we just couldn't get it together, and then we finally got it together, and it floats.
How long you been married?
I've been married for 13 years. June 2nd to be 14.
Woo! 13 years. We can only imagine.
And I'm going to say this.
Okay, talk to the people.
She gets on my first nerve, my last nerve, my middle nerve, my third nerve, my fourth one. But this is my saying. I'd rather have 1,000,000 bad days with her than one without her.
You remember that song?
What means that to me?
You remember that song by Luther Vandross? I'd rather have bad times with you than good times with someone else. You remember that song?
I know it, but I don't know the words. And you know me, I wreck a song with words now. I rewrite it like such an entertainer. I get so sweeping the peace, Mr. Carly, see, I shall moon on the moon.
Why you off the change?
Okay.
My mama be like, off the change. So
my mama say, if it weren't for God hoping me out.
Or what about the old folks? They say humble. You gotta say humble.
That's it.
Man, let me tell you, I can sit here and tell y'all a million things my mama say, boy.
Hey, they will take some words, they'll wreck them, won't they?
Ooh. So Donnell, do you want to let the people know the name of your book, or do you want to hold on?
The name of the book is "It Had to Happen."
Oh, that's
a
a good name.
Divided. Yeah, it had to happen.
That sounds like a bestseller.
That's what I'm shooting for.
That sounds like a bestseller.
That's what I'm shooting for, because it's about me. I know that it kind of made my family uncomfortable, but for them to know the book is not about you guys, the book is about me. It's all about me and some of the bad choices I made, and I love my family. I love my family more than anything. There's nothing more important to me than family. You know that.
Right.
You've seen how I carry myself. Unfortunately, my family is in a bad space because they feel some type of way about this book, but it has nothing to do with my family. It has everything to do with me and some of the experiences I've had in life.
Right. So, Donnell, the next thing we're about to do is play a game.
Oh, my.
And the game is called On the Subject, Off the Subject.
On the subject?
Off the subject.
Okay. I might have. Can we take a shot to that then?
Yes, you reading my mind. That was the plan. So we're going to take a shot.
On the subject?
Off the subject.
Beer.
God, no. Oh, that's refreshing behind it.
It did. I mean, it did it for me.
That kind of eased it off.
It did it for me.
All right, you guys. So, Donnell, money or power? If you could have all the money in the world or all the power in the world, which one would you choose and why?
I would have to say money. And the reason why I would say the money is because the Bible teaches us that money answers all things, but the love of money is the root of all evil. I've been told numerous times by my family members that, Donnell, you let people use you. You let people get over on you. You know, you're always doing this. But what I realize is those are the very things that keep me blessed. Because I've been doing hair for 23 years, and I've had some hard down struggles, but it's never been real financial because God has always opened the door. And like you said, a lot of times people don't like for you to go in that profession because it doesn't guarantee 401k and all those different things. But what I realize is if you handle God's business, God takes care of you. Money does not.
Hey.
And I realized that, and that is a huge difference. And because I don't love money like that, I know power would be a struggle. You know what I'm saying? Because when you have power, a lot of times things don't go your way, or you're not in the right space, and you can allow yourself to abuse that power. As you can money. But when you really know that it's better to give than receive, I know I would want the money because the power may become a problem for me.
Okay, good answer. So, Donnell, respect or loyalty?
Can I have both?
You got to choose one.
I'm trying to think. Let me do it like Shanae would. Maybe respect. Or maybe love.
I mean, I don't know.
I would say respect.
Okay.
The reason why I would say respect is because you want people to be loyal, but if we be honest with ourselves, God says, put your faith in no man, which means to me that any man can let you down at any time. love is loyalty. So if you really love me, it helps you be loyal. But respect, that means I have to carry myself in a way that you can say, hey, I can respect you, I can look up to you, and I can follow your lead. So I would take the respect.
Okay, good answer. I would say respect too, honestly.
Hey.
So, if you could have one wish to do anything, one wish, what would it be? For anything.
One wish.
One wish.
It would be to make it to an award show like the Grammys, the AMAs, the Video Awards, one of them, because it's a dream I've had since I've had my first child. And I told them to dare to dream. And I told them I would never give up on mine because I want them to dream and never give up on theirs. And so for them to see me do it, it only empowers them to know that anything is possible. So that's why I want that.
So, okay, we still on the same question, y'all. This is not another on the subject, out the subject. But is there any particular artist that you would like to work with?
Oh my God, there's so many. There's so many greats like Anthony Hamilton.
I can see that.
Yeah, I would love to work with Anthony Hamilton. But my favorite is Carl Thomas.
I knew you when I had a friend.
Very deeply, with love within.
Come on, keep going.
But somehow we got loose from what was all so tight.
Woo.
Somewhere we went wrong when we were all so right.
What's a man to do when I just can't take no
Oh,
more?
what's a man to do?
What's a man to do when I can't do no?
Well, I've tried and tried again, but now this is the end.
Hey.
Tell me what's the use of holding on if we can't be friends? I'm emotional. Yeah. And John Legend. It's so many greats out there, man.
Yeah.
I love singing great music, and we have some great artists out there. But I got a new song coming out this year, and it's called Good Old Music.
Okay.
And the reason why I want to do good old music, because now, music has kind of strayed away from what we kind of started out with, promoting love and great relationships. We used to talk about how men and women would get together on the dance floor and dance and grind and all that.
That was the thing, wasn't it?
Yeah, man, we don't do that no more. It's nothing.
It ain't even nothing if you the men with the men, the women with the women. What?
And if a guy asks you to dance, it's almost like he just asked you to give him $50.
Right. Like,
So I want to bring it back with good old music, because music has lost its substance. Because it's more about giving the people what they want to hear, and we want to tap on her butt, we want to spank her, we want to whoop her naked. Why not make love to her mind?
Yeah.
Encourage her, because it's, they already have it hard, raising our children, we raising young men. We want to pour back into our women through good music, because music is manipulating. And if you really see the importance of music, a lot of times in the Bible, you'll see where the music went before the word, because it sets an atmosphere. And that's what it does. Even when you get ready to make love, you don't want to just rush and you want to smooth it out. And that's what I want to do, bringing good music back.
I love that. I like all the subject off the subject. Okay, you guys. So if you Donnell, if you had $1 million tax-free money, you could do anything in the world with it, what would you do?
To be honest,
okay,
if I had $1 million, I definitely want the dream home. That's first.
Okay.
And without question, I just want to make sure my children are straight. That's the most important. Life is going to happen. I have to say, God has allowed me to see so much, go different places, even down to actually we get ready to go. So
yes,
we're like looking forward to great stuff, but $1 million just, would make me comfortable to whereas I can do the very things that I want to do, because I'm not gung-ho on feeling that I got to go around the world to see this, to see that. I got to have this car. I got to have that. I just want to be able to leave my kids an inheritance. And that's most important to me than anything.
That's amazing. I know that. You know what I mean? Like Man, when I tell you father of the world, y'all, I'm telling you, I'm not. Man. But you mentioned where we was about to go. So you guys, Donnell and I, we're going to New York.
New York.
We're going to New York, you guys, for New York Fashion Week. And we are going to be doing the models for the designers. We're going to do their hair.
Did you hear her say, we're going to New York Fashion Week?
We're going to New York Fashion Week.
And there's only so many people that was allowed to actually like do hair, and God chose us.
Yeah.
Oh man, that's like so amazing.
Yes.
Hats off, Merlandi.
And shout out to Merlandi. Merlandi
boss.
Home. Yes.
A boss.
A boss, y'all.
A boss.
So Merlandi, let me give y'all a quick spill on Merlandi, you guys. Merlandi used to do hair here in Tallahassee, Florida at JCPenney. And she wanted to go ahead and be courageous enough to go ahead and move to Atlanta and start doing things within the field and further her career. Y'all, Merlandi won Brunner Brother Awards, which opened the doors to her doing competitions against these well-known hairstylist that's been in the game for many years. She has, right. You can find her show on Netflix, We Are the Champions, and it's different categories, but make sure you go to the one that says, it's a hair battle or something. You'll see it to say hair battle. Go on there and watch that particular one with Merlandi. She is our lead for New York Fashion Week, you guys.
Boss.
She's a boss. She went to New York Fashion Week. She did so good. Her hair, her style, she's from, where is Merlandi from? Somewhere in Florida. Start with a P.
Don't make me laugh.
God, dog. Y'all, I'm so sorry. I can't think of the name. But she's from South Florida. And so with that, and her she's Haitian. So with that mixture, y'all, they seen her style, the way she wore her hair, the way she dressed is fabulous.
I'm talking. Stellar.
And they asked her to be a lead. So Donnell actually convinced me to be a part of it. And, I said, hey, that would be amazing. And that's what we're doing.
We are doing it. And I knew the day Merlandi came into your salon, to rent a suite, and this girl makes it look like it's so easy.
Yeah, she does.
And I mean, everything she does it well. And when she came in, God said, "That's a great woman."
Yeah.
Listen, humble yourself. And I did that, and I realized it was for a time such as this because she's catapulting us into great spaces. And it was something that she put on her page the other day about one of the stars that she did was T.D. Jakes.
Yeah.
And with her doing T.D. Jakes' beard, she was saying how she knew when he sat in her chair, it was catapulting her into greater spaces because he was doing great things, so it was going to be passed down to her. Yeah. And I inboxed her and I told her, I was like, I knew when I met you, you were great. I said, in the very way that he sat in your chair and empowered you, you're doing the very same by opening the door for us that we can all be great. And it shows us also that we have people out there that want others to actually follow their lead and be great as well, when a lot of times it doesn't happen.
It doesn't happen. One thing I love about Merlandi is she's going to push you. She's going to encourage you. She's not jealous. She's not hateful. She's not none of those things. She want to see everybody win. And that's something she always say, I want to see you win.
That's what she say.
And so I definitely can appreciate that. She when she moved to Atlanta, she would come back to Tallahassee once a month and work in my salon, and still service her clients that were here because they still wanted to get that Merlandi hair care. So
and she gives it.
And she gives it.
She gives it.
Dang, that's dope. So are you excited about New York?
I'm overexcited, scared, nervous, and all of that together. But I told God, if you open the door, I'm running through it. So fear has to take a back seat. Doubt does too.
Y'all, I'm so excited. And definitely on my next podcast, we're going to have some footage from New York. I'm going to have that on my next show. So be on the lookout for that, you guys. We're leaving in the next couple of weeks. But when
2 weeks
airs,
today, exactly.
2 weeks today. But when this airs, it's going to be a lot closer to when we're leaving or whatever. And also, too, before I move on to the next question, so we're going to be there on the 6th of February. But on the 5th of February, you also host another event that you're doing.
Yeah, SUNDAYZ with the Davises. I mean, if you could, I want you guys to come out. We're going to have a great time. It's an event that me and my wife started that we wanted to work all of our children to show them the business mindset so we can instill within them, being their own bosses. And it's a karaoke event where you come in, you might hear a gospel song, you may hear a worldly song, but you may hear a testimony. But it's a great vibe. Everybody's enjoying themselves. And this particular show, so we'll be going to New York the next day, we got DJ Vert coming in, and he gonna lay it down. If you know of him, he is one of the great DJs of Tallahassee who's thriving right now.
Big time.
And he's gonna come and he's gonna lay it down, and we're gonna have a great time. Ashley, I want to be feeling so good that I don't even really feel the plane ride because I'm a little nervous.
No, not so. I'm definitely gonna make that. I'm gonna make sure I'm there before I take my flight the next day. So I will be in the building. We had so much fun at that event, y'all. It don't make no sense. I went there late, but we was in there karaokeing. Like, he had some good selections. It was off the chain. So y'all make sure y'all go to SUNDAYZ with the Davidsons. I'm gonna have the information, and all his information is in the description below. And also, y'all, don't forget to like, share, and subscribe.
Please.
Y'all got to ring that bell. Hit it. Subscribe to this channel, you guys.
Now, Ashley, I gotta ask you a question.
Okay.
Have you ever flew in the snow or been in the snow like that?
I never have done that. Nope.
Okay, good. So I don't have to be fearful and feel that I'm the only one.
And it's been so hard trying to find clothes for this because
I know.
I am a Georgia girl, Florida girl. So it's like if it's cold here, I can wear summer clothes and put on a jacket and I'm gonna be okay. But in New York, I'm imagining this is gonna be like you have to put on layers of clothing.
Thermal socks.
Thermal. My client gave me Doris
Long
Richardson.
johns.
She gave me some some type of heat things I could put in my gloves and in my shoes to keep me warm.
Never heard of it.
I don't know, but she gave me a lot of packs, so I can give you some too.
I'll need it. I'll need it.
Yes, you guys. So. Yeah, no, I never flown in the snow. So
okay, good. I was a little nervous. I was trying to make sure I wasn't the only one because I'm scared.
So, and my last question for on the subject, off the subject would be, what do you measure success? How do you measure success? What does success mean to you?
Well, for a long time, I thought it was myself. But I realized once I started having children, it was no longer about me. Mm-hmm. And I have to say that my kids did not make the choices that I would have made for them in their next move after becoming adults. Mm-hmm. But success to me is, I know I was a little mean, as some might say, because I kind of reared my kids up old school.
Yeah.
Look, it's you gonna do the right thing or you got to step on that. You know what I'm saying? And with that, I measure the success of them all being out on their own, being successful, and taking care of themselves. Mm-hmm. Now, I have 3 that's in college. I have 3 that's doing their own thing because they said that college is not for them, which I totally understand. Right. But to see them all out thriving and being successful in maintaining their own spaces so they can call their own shots, so they can be their own bosses, and they don't ever ask me for anything. So to me, that is success.
Now, you guys, if you would notice, every question I ask him, it all centers around his kids. And that's wonderful. You're proving to the people, to my cousins, you proving to them the very thing I've been saying the entire time, how wonderful of a father you are, because every answer is still centered around your children.
They are my life.
And how beautiful is that?
They are everything to me.
A lot of people wish they can have a piece of who you are as a father.
I love my children. That's all I can say. They are the representation of me.
That's beautiful, you guys. So, Donnell, is there anything that you want to let the people know? Like everything, from your music to hair to New York to whatever, your book, everything. Lay it out on the line. Let the people know what you got going on in closing.
Well, Ashley, I would like to say thank you for inviting me to be a part of your podcast.
For sure.
I know that God placed me in your life for purpose and not reason. And what I learned in those 6 years, I learned so much. And I love your drive. And I love it because it makes me want to be more like you because you're great. And that lets me know I'm destined to do great things too. So I thank God that he put you in my life. And not only did he put you in my life, even after work, we're still close. Because a lot of times when people work in salons, you know, there's so many things that go left that they don't even ever speak again.
Right.
And for me and you to still be in this space, it only speaks of the power that we both possess and where God has taken both of us, because we know who we are and whose we are. Yeah. So I would just like to say thank you for the opportunity to let me come in here and share this with you, because God is doing great things for us. Yeah. And I'm excited about your future right now.
Thank you, Donnell. Thank you.
And we do this all the time. And Ashley, as you know, we love to cook. And we love to do so much. We like to dress. We just so much alike.
He always be telling me I'm like him, and I be like, Donnell, no, I'm not. I'm not like you. So
I'm sorry.
No, I really appreciate that. That really makes me feel good. I do try my best to do my best. You know what I mean?
You are.
And even like you've seen my growth at the salon. Like, you know, when I opened up my salon, y'all, I had all these hopes and dreams and, you know, ways of how I wanted it to be ran, and it was completely not that. But, well, not say completely, but it wasn't in the direction of what I thought. It was all trial and error. You know, it was all, you know, some complacencies and trying to get up out of that. And, you know, it's just, you know, owning a business, you just have to figure it out, especially if it's your first business. And I'm glad that you was on that journey with me. I greatly appreciate it.
I enjoyed the ride, Ashley.
For sure. And I do sew-ins way quicker now because of him.
You do sew-ins because you're good. Much quicker.
But because remember when you used to have an assistant, well, you always keep an assistant, but one time I was braiding hair and your assistant came in and she said, Ashley, you still on that lady head? I was braiding. She said, you still braiding that lady head? So in my head, I said, oh, heck, nah, I gotta work on braiding hair quicker. So I go in your room sometimes when I get a little break, and I'm telling y'all, Donnell braid hair so quick, he be like this. And then you be like going like you know, you be in your little hype mode when you braid it. Donnell, you off the chain, man.
I love it.
Donnell be walking fast. He be talking fast. He eat fast. Oh, now as a hairstylist, you eat fast. I eat fast.
Because we really eat on the run, you know how that be sometimes.
No, because my mama be like, because my mama eat slow, and she be like, dang, Ashley, why you gotta eat so fast? But if it wasn't for talking, this would have been over with. But
well, you saw I did mine periodically. I ate throughout.
Right, but yeah, that's just how it is as a hairstylist. But is there anything that we need to be looking forward to from Donnell Davis?
Look forward, March the 30th. I will be bringing out my new song. I love my music, and I have quite others that I actually recorded right here in this studio.
Okay.
I want to give it up to AD for Golden Sound. Man, he has opened so many doors for me to come in, because usually when I'm writing, I usually like finish like late at night, and coming in AD's shop, you know what I'm saying? You get a chance to come in at any time, and it allows you to like flow. A lot of times, a lot of artists go in the studio in the wee hours of the morning because they're at their best then. And I just say get ready, because we got a lot of songs. I recorded 9 songs last year. Wow. And I have yet to bring them out.
Wow. You done recorded 9 songs?
I recorded 9 songs, faking Jamaican, good old music. I love my music. Another 2-step. I have All the Smoke. I have Light It Up, Let It Blow. It's all coming out.
You got to dance to the 2-step too.
Oh, it's another 2-step. And that's going to be coming up in the near future. I'm going to be doing that at the Social Lounge. We'll be doing our live recording. Another 2-step. I remixed the old 2-step that I have, and it is remixed.
So what's the date for Social Lounge when you do that?
I haven't set a date, but I know it's going to be in April. I'll personally set the exact date next week.
Oh, awesome, you guys.
Oh, I forgot about something else.
Oh, yeah.
March 18th, I'll be doing my very first What Does Your Hair Say About You classes, where I'll be teaching, hair curling, styling your hair home, the science of hair, and all of that. And it's going to be something that people have asked for over and over again on how to maintain their hair when they get home. And so I'll be doing that class. That class will be $50. Of course, the first one is going to be March 18th. Get ready. I'll be putting that list up, and it'll have a brunch, because like Ashley, I love to cook. So it'll be my food also.
And can you cook? And that fried chicken, woo!
We do all right.
I be like, Donnell have a party at the house. I be like, Donnell, you fry some chicken? Oh, that's what I want, that fried chicken.
Just like I asked for her roast.
Right. Mm-hmm. So, dang, that's amazing. Is there anything else for us to look forward to? And mind you guys, all of this information I'm going to have in the description below.
Well, I'll just say the best thing that happened to me last year was I got my first grandchild.
Yeah, and he's so cute, y'all, and he likes me.
He really does. His name is Zaire Blue. It's by my younger daughter. And God showed me that she would be the first to have a child when she was about 12 years old.
Yeah.
I didn't understand it, but now I understand because he's so close to me and he's actually rooted in music already because his dad family is singers. So I feel like God placed him close to me so I can help cultivate that gift that's already down within him because like now when I sing, he sings with me. He has his own sound. But I love it because he'll sing with me with my music, and anytime my music on the radio, he looking for it. He's listening for it. So I know it's something that God has planted well before he got here. It's just up to me to help cultivate it into its great space.
Wow. And then the book, when should we expect the book?
You should expect that book about May, baby. It's coming.
It's coming, you guys.
Cam D coming.
All right, you guys. So that will conclude today's show. I wish I could talk to you for hours and hours more because, you guys, this man has an amazing, incredible story. Hopefully you all were inspired, motivated. You got some good gems from tonight. And hey, man, I look forward to us going on this trip, Donnell.
Now, I don't know who you are, what you got going on, but you might want to come be a part of the podcast, not to tell your business, but just for the dinner. I want to give it up to Ashley because everything Ashley cooks, she cooks very well. She's always on WCTV showing off her skills. And man, it's great seeing not only your hairstyle friend doing her thing with hair, but to actually see her doing what I know her dream is and her passion, and that's cooking. She actually did me and my wife's anniversary dinner where she cooked the food, she decorated. Man, the lobster, the steak, the seafood, spinach dip. Oh my God. There's nothing I can say. Everything was perfect.
Aw, thank you.
So if you need that intimate evening with your wife and you don't mind spending some money to get an authentic one-on-one, Ashley is that girl. Cooking Healthy with Ashley. And the food was healthy and amazing.
Oh, thank y'all. This supposed to be by him.
It's about us.
Hey, man. I appreciate it, Donnell. I love you so much. Today's show was amazing.
Yes, you look so pretty, Ashley.
Oh, thank you. Thank you, you guys. So make sure that don't forget to like, share, and subscribe, you guys. And you make sure you look into the description so you can get all of the information and everything that Donnell has going on because he has a large amount of things going on, you guys. And you don't want to miss out because they are all incredible things.
Thank you so much, Ashley.
And don't forget that karaoke because that's coming up soon, you guys.
February the 5th. You don't want to miss it, man. It's going down. When I tell you, we got some Luthers, we got some Anthony's, we got some Bobby Womack's, we got them all. They're going to be in the building. And you're going to see some of the greats from Tallahassee Nights Live also.
Hey, that's awesome, Donnell. So thank you. And bye, cousins. Cousin. Welcome back. What they do, to She's a Hottie. She's a Hottie. Where they at? Where they at? We went actually live. Yeah. When you had a long day, no time to play. Wanna kick back and relax and see what I gotta say. Go Ashley. Yeah, she's a Hottie.